Dear friends, we're at it again. This on Wednesday evening. This time for us to get together and to relax, try to calm you down, focus you, focus. We got to focus. It's important that we focus. Look at Howie Brown. Look at this son of a gun. Gifted 5 Lionel Nation memberships. You son of a gun. Thank you, my friend. By the way, we got a lot going on. Oh, and stay tuned because immediately after this tonight at 8:15, Mrs. L goes live at Lynn's Warriors. That's right, sports fans. That is right. Make sure you stand by for that one. Lynn's Warriors. Immediately after. Anyway, I don't even know where to start today. How's everybody feeling? How you feeling? How are you feeling? Are you feeling? Tell me how you feel. Tell me how you feel, because I know there's a lot of nutsos out there. A lot of people trying to bring you down. A lot of people trying to bring you down. Thank you, T. Dowell. Thank you. How's everybody doing? I'm feeling pretty doggone good. I was talking to somebody today who was an absolute 100% lefty who was trying to explain that Kamala is not really a lefty. She's hoping for Trump. Don't ask me how. Remember what Uncle Lenny tells you. If they don't steal it, he's winning this. Now, before we begin, let me start off by saying a couple of things. First, your support is always terrific. I want you to start off right off the bat. In fact, if you're listening, if you go to that little section here, the little discussion section, 2 people I want to bring up right off the bat, right? Because I thank them so much and they're so great. MyPillow.com, promo code Lionel. I don't know how to tell people. Slippers, pillows, blankets, everything in there. This is the guy. And I know you're not supposed to say, well, we don't really care about his politics. I do. He's a hero because he's still going strong. MyPillow.com, promo code Lionel, or MyPillow.com/Lionel. Okay? Number 1. Number 2. Preparewithlionel.com. This is my Patriot Supply. Go to preparewithlionel.com. Look at the deal they've got for you. I don't have to explain to you the necessity of buying emergency food. Call it, as somebody said the other day, people are still kind of they're kind of weird about that. They think, well, I don't look like a prepper. Just tell people you're just saving. You go to Costco a lot. Did you hear what Diddy's attorney said about the oil? Did you hear about this one? This is the stupidest thing. He said, well, he buys in bulk. I'm living in a parallel universe. So you can tell people, kind of like Diddy buys oil, you buy food and stuff that lasts 25 years. Preparewithlionel.com. I hope the day never comes, but it will come where you're going to need that. Okay? Thank you for that. Now, right off the bat, did you hear what they're doing to old Alex Jones? Alex Jones is there. They want him. They just want him done. They want him done. They want him done. Irrespective of what he did, they want him done and out and finished and through. And it's so sad. It's sad in many respects. I'm not here to defend any. Well, let me start off by saying $1 billion. Come on, man. Look, you're not even pretending to be fair with this. Seriously. Now, I'm not saying people weren't civilly liable for perhaps going a little too far. You got to be careful with inciting stuff. It's funny how you say that. You have all these folks out there saying terrible things about Trump, and that's okay. But if he learned a lesson, a lot of people learn a lesson, especially in this world that we live in. When you have the power of an Alex and you say that you believe something didn't occur, I think you have the right to say anything you want. If you don't believe that Vietnam War occurred, you can be a Vietnam denier. I know people who are Holocaust deniers. I don't know who they are exactly, but you always hear that so and so is a Holocaust denier. And even though I think that's patently absurd, if you want to deny it, you can deny anything you want. If you enlist people to go out and bother people, maybe not directly, but kind of indirectly, you have to understand there are people who are crazy. Crazy. Every now and then I'll get a frantic email. You gotta do something. Did you see this story? So and so on YouTube. Did you see this? And of course, I'm reading into this. I'm thinking, yeah, I saw that. Well, what are you going to say? Take it easy. Take it easy. What are you doing? I'm sending you this. I'm sending you this. Okay, all right. You're sending it to me. Take it easy. What do you think this is going to do? I mean, I don't want to tell people it doesn't really matter. But Alex Jones, by God, they don't stop with him. Oh, they're going to get him. And Trump. Anybody else they don't really care about. It's so unfair. Oh, it's so unfair. I was thinking about, I have this recurring kind of a thing I go through in my head where I imagine I'm speaking to young people at like a high school, and somebody says, tell them what you think. It's like, well, first, do not get involved in politics unless you know what you're doing and unless you're very tolerant of this. Now, if you want to go in and see people on YouTube and stuff, that's fun. You know, that's good. That's interesting. It's not politics. If you want to just see people talk about stuff, that's a lot of fun. But if you really want to investigate politics, no. You'll very rarely find that. You'll see a lot of people talking about stuff, but not really politics because it's very, very bare bones. Very, very it's kind of technical sort of, but that's there are people who like, and you can get your particular thing, your there are people who love certain things I don't understand. I am a freak. I don't understand half of what, I mean, I very rarely ever hear somebody who says, wow. Or I think to myself, I never thought about that. Did you see this? Did you? And I'm not saying it's not important. I'm not saying it's unimportant. I'm just saying it's no big deal, really. That doesn't wow me. Because the really important stuff that needs to be talked about, Ukraine, the Middle East, AI. See what's happening with AI voice right now? No. You see where the head of the CTO of Open Chat GPT or whatever? No. America has no clue. It's a gimmick or a game or something like, hey, look at this. You can create now they're doing voice simulation. How many of you folks are getting weird calls from all over the country? All of a sudden, you get a call, and it says maybe on your phone, possible scam or maybe not. Did you see this? Do not answer your phone. Have you seen this lately? Did you see this? It's important. It's important. Don't answer the phone. There are some people suggesting that if you answer it, either they can use your voice or they can get into your phone. Something. Just never, 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 never answer phones regarding things you do, people you don't know. They'll leave a message. They'll leave a message. You know what I mean? How about people? Do you ever have somebody call and want to FaceTime you? All of a sudden, it's like, wait a minute, I'm not going to FaceTime you. How? Excuse me. That's intrusive. I don't want to. You're. I don't. That's a different story. Do not answer your phone. America has no idea. I was watching a conversation with. Oh my God, it was good for like 5 minutes, and then it was a waste of time. Everybody wants to yell and scream. I saw something, it was Mehdi Hassan and this other feller at the ethical culture, and they're yelling and screaming about Gaza, Middle East, Israel. I mean, it's so everybody's yelling at each other. Piers Morgan loves people to yell. They get these people who yell. I don't want to yell about it. I wish. I mean, there are people who speak kind of, sort of separately, but I don't understand why you can't sit and say, "I know what you're saying, and I know what you're doing, and I hope you know what I'm saying, and I think we can talk about this." Nobody wants to do this. I know what Israel is saying regarding this. Do they understand? Freedom knows. Freedom says, "Mother tells school my daughter will vote for who she wants. They told her daughter Trump has bad policies. Mom told her I'm voting for Trump and not Kamala." Good. 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 How do you handle that with your kids? We do not believe in telling kids whom to vote for. They will see whom to vote for. This is not about Kamala Harris is not a bad person, an evil person. You've got to disabuse yourself of that. You will be far more deadly. There is nothing worse than for me to sit across from you on a debate when I sit there and say, "I know what you're saying. I understand your point. I understand completely. I understand it. Do I agree with it? No. I understand it. Sure. I know. I know you. Believe me. It's the worst thing in the world. I was watching Mehdi Hassan and this again. I was listening today. Uh I had something which was so wonderful. Went to Stu Leonard's the other day. They had purple sweet potatoes. Purple. I mean, like it was like it tastes like cake. It's the most wonderful thing in the world. So I'm eating this away and I'm listening to this, and they're yelling at each other. And that why? Why are they why are they doing this? Why are they talking like this? Why are they yelling at each other? I don't understand this. I don't understand. Why do people do this? Do you have friends of yours like that? Do you understand this? Do you know what this is? Do you ever talk to your children and say, "Can I explain to you what's going on? Can I explain what this race is about? Would you like?" By the way, it's blather Skype, not blather Skype, unless you're talking about the Skype thing itself. It's close. It's very good though. Close. Close. Johnny is apparently either in the cups or something because he is just spewing I don't know what in capital letters, and I find it most amusing, and I encourage you to do so, sir. I do read what you write. It's so interesting. Some people write just they spew it's bilge. It's with all due respect. It's emotional incontinence. It doesn't make any sense. Okay. So if you have to sit here and you want to tell your kids what's the difference between Trump and Kamala, what do you say? How do you explain? Now, if you start off with it, well, it's evil and they're communist. No, they're not. She's not a communist. I've been telling you that forever. She's not a communist. What do you say? Most people cannot do it. They have absolutely no idea of what the issues are. And there's nothing better. There's nothing better than to say, like Freedom will tell you to say, let me let you watch this. You tell me what you think. I one time did a presentation which absolutely killed the audience. It was involving the 11th day of the ninth month 23 years ago. And I had pictures, like a whatever you want to call it, photo, PowerPoint or whatever. And I said, "What's this?" And I let them react. And I didn't tell them what it was. Notice anything missing or anything odd? That's the best way to be. So let me start off with this. As you know, Kamala is trying her best. Now, Kamala is not stupid. She's not, in the short bus category. I don't know why she doesn't understand some of the issues as bad as well as she should. I don't even know how you can help it. All you have to do is just like sometimes drivers Remember the old story where Einstein is being driven around and he gives these lectures and he's got this driver. And the driver says, I've been listening to you do this. You give the same speech all the time, all about relativity. I'll bet you I could do it. I think I know it. I know exactly what you're going to say. He said, I bet you don't. He said, I bet you I do. So he kind of gets a little wig or whatever. So he goes up and he gives a presentation. And Einstein is in the audience dressed as the driver. And somebody asked this fellow a question, and he realizes, oh my God, I don't know what to say. He says, well, you know what? That show you how easy that is. That is such an easy question. To show you how easy that is, even my driver could answer it. Jerry? Okay. So after a while, you just pick up on stuff, but she doesn't seem to do it. And I think that she is just not up to speed for this stuff. I don't think she's been to school and I don't think she's, we used to use the word retarded. We don't do that anymore. I just don't understand how anybody how she can be this bad by not really understanding anything yet. She sounds good. Let me give you an example. This is the second time she's given 3 interviews. I think first was Dana Bash, which she had with Tampon Timmy. By the way, did you see him at Soros's apartment? He's just bowing and, oh, yes. Oh, it's just terrible. And Soros' son is like, come on. We know he's engaged to Huma. Come on. Okay, you want to play that? It's a free country. Do whatever you want. If that makes you happy, that's great. Ladies and gentlemen, from the Sean Combs Foundation, for over 20 years, the Sean Combs Foundation has been helping survive. Oh, my God. This isn't even funny. Wow. Yeah. I don't even want to read this, but thank you very much. There's nothing funny about that. But thank you. It was very, very good. And I appreciate how you meant to be funny, but I cannot say that. Now, I want you to watch this, okay? And she's on MSDNC. I forget the name of the woman who's asking her the question. Watch Kamala's eyes when she is stumped by one of the simplest questions you could ever ask.
That child tax credit, or you mentioned housing before, giving that extra money for a first home. If you can't raise corporate taxes.
Now watch this. You see what I'm saying? Do you see this? Do you see this? Look at the look. Right off the bat. She's thinking, uh-oh.
Or if GOP takes control of the Senate.
Look at this. She's not even moving. She is frozen. She is terrified.
Where do you get the money to do that? Do you still go forward with those plans and borrow?
Now, this is, you would think this is absolute. This is ABC-darian, dare I say, elemental. Watch Kamala.
Well, but we're going to have to raise corporate taxes. And
Thank you. Could you say that again louder, please? So that all these people can say, yeah, we're leaving. Thank you. Thank you. Wall Street, Silicon Valley. Oh, yeah. Keep it up. Say that again. Yeah, that's good. Look at the face, though. Look at the face. This is the most interesting.
Those plans and borrow?
Well, but we're going to have to raise corporate taxes.
And don't tell me we're going to make sure that people pay their fair share, right?
And we're going to have to
see the pain? See the pain in her face? This is pain.
Have to make sure that the biggest corporations and billionaires pay their fair share.
See, there we go. There we go. This routine again.
It's just it. It's about paying their fair share.
It's about paying their fair share. And I'm going to repeat this because that's all I know. I have this idea about fairness. Somehow I'm going to repeat this fairness. Does that make sense to you? Make sense to you? Doesn't that do it? Freedom, doesn't that make sense to you, buddy? Lionel is 100% correct. Never, ever answer any number you do not recognize. He is dead serious, America. Spot on, sir. Honey, didn't you hear that people can get into your phones or something? Or one ping. Yeah. If you say hello, they've got you and they can run roughshod. Do not answer it. Remember that. Do not answer it. Okay? I was one of the last prosecutors ever to prosecute obscene phone calls. Ladies, do you remember an obscene phone call? This is so all of a sudden, hello. Hello, who is this? Uncle Dave? Now nobody answers a phone. Nobody would. No. So do not do it. Do not do it. Now, by the way, interesting case. The guy that we got, it was kind of sad. He was working at a place at Christmas time called Moss Brothers in Tampa years ago. And this woman wrote a check. And when she wrote the check, there was a phone number you put in the back or something. And he apparently took that. And then there was a pen register. You got to go to the phone company. And you have to write down when the phone call came in. And then you say 8:15, I got it. And then you go back to the phone security and they go do this something. Go, okay, this number came in at, and then you're going to say, wait a minute, this number, there's 5 people there. I've got kids. I don't know who did it. I don't know. Or, well, turns out somehow, I don't know how we did it. We figured it out. It was a pain in the ass. There's no more obscene phone calls anymore. None. And for good reason. Cut Up Chatter says, I would send my books if I knew where to send them. I would send my books if I knew where to send them. I don't know what that means, but thank you. I don't know what that means. Nelson A says, never have him stop DJT going to Butler, Pennsylvania. Okay, very good. No to higher taxes until government functions better. Yes. Well, you do realize that we've already been through this notion of taxation and how people like Peter Thiel and others in Silicon Valley hate this. Now, I told you what Uncle Lenny would do, right? Remember what I would do. I don't care about these. This is talk about taxes. Nobody's paying attention. It's boring. What's the story that drives people crazy? What? I'll tell you what. Springfield, Ohio. There was, do you see that thing I sent you from Facebook? I was looking at Facebook today. I never look at Facebook. And there's this one picture of a dog sitting on a couch or a sofa or a settee and listening to the news, and they were talking about pets being consumed in Springfield, Ohio, and the dog is looking shocked, and I thought, that is what I would do. I would go crazy with that. It drives them crazy. I would say, look at this. They won't even stop. They're consuming pets. Don't say that. Don't say what? That they're eating dogs and cats in Springfield. You did it again. What? That they're eating dogs and cats? Ladies and gentlemen, the Lionel Clothing Company, on behalf of the Lionel Clothing Company, we strongly condemn the horrible and gross actions of Sean Combs and his fraudulent foundation. All items brought at Lionel Clothing Center will go towards helping victims. Well, thank you for that. Very interesting. I want to meet you one day to shake your paw for some of the most incredible stuff I've ever seen. It is so genius. I hope you've been following that. But anyway, Uncle Lenny would say, and they're eating dogs and cats. They're not, and the Haitians are coming here and they can't drive and they're killing people. And when they hit the dog, they put the dog in the back of the car and they consume it. And I would drive them crazy. I mean, they would say, would you stop saying that? What? That they're eating dogs and cats and geese and ducks? And yeah, no, I'm not going to say that. And if you vote for Kamala Harris, this is going to be. They don't know what to do. They go crazy because they're saying, wait a minute, hold on. Where is this? Where did this? We never anticipated this. Cut Up Chatter says, the World Fair falls like Egesta out of the mouth of a liar. And I published 2 books. I want to send a copy to you and Lynn. I think you would like. Oh, very good. Do me a favor. The best thing would do would be drop me an email, Lionel@lionelmedia.com, with your address or with your information. I will tell you where to send that. Thank you. This is what I would show. You got to listen to Uncle Lenny. See, I go in there and I know how to hurt you. See, if I'm in a fight or doing something, I don't want to box anybody. I don't want to do it. No, I want to do something to render you on the floor and get the hell out of there. I want to go in for the kill. That's the way I think. That's all I want to do. I'm not interested in being fair. I don't know what fairness means. I don't even know what that, as you have indicated. I don't care about this. I want to go in and absolutely drive people crazy with the power of how dirty I am. Absolutely dirty. Terrible. Okay? This is what I would play every single night or on every platform I can find.
You've got a...
Now let's just do that again. That was so good. Let's just start off with this. The sound you hear in Springfield all the time.
You've got a city that's in absolute turmoil. Everybody's against everybody.
Chad Duncan is the police chief of Tremont City, Ohio, which is just outside of Springfield. He described the general atmosphere of lawlessness in Springfield, which he says is spreading to the
If you're going to ride my arse, at least pull my hair. Look at this.
surrounding area.
People that shouldn't be driving are out there, and they're allowing them to drive.
Yes,
Chief
sir.
Duncan described one of his recent traffic stops involving a Haitian migrant.
He didn't even have a license, coming through town at 44 mile an hour in a 25 mile an hour zone. That's the second time in 2 weeks.
And you towed his car?
Oh yeah, towed for the second time.
Good.
And Springfield wouldn't have?
No.
He said,
Do you hear that? Springfield. I'm going to put Springfield on the map.
suggested that one reason Springfield authorities might be going
Let's watch this again, shall we? Don't you love Ring cameras? Don't you like closed circuit? Let's watch that again, shall we? Welcome to Springfield.
God.
And Springfield wouldn't have?
No.
He suggested that one reason Springfield authorities might be going soft on reckless driving is to protect the Haitians' immigration status.
Wait a minute. Did you hear that? One of the reasons why they may be going soft is to protect the Haitian immigration status.
If you get 2 misdemeanors, you are subject to be deported.
Uh-oh. Look at, there's a cat. There's a cat walking around. Uh-oh. This is the most, you better be good. Boy, let me tell you something. If Darwin is correct, you're going to create some of the most feral, bloodthirsty escapees you can imagine.
Since Springfield became a media sensation,
In Springfield, they're eating the dogs, the people that came in, they're eating the cats.
Chief Duncan says his access
Did you see her laughing like that? Remember that. That's where I hit him.
to Springfield's police radio frequencies was cut off.
What exactly was going on with that?
Well, there was...
Chief
that
Duncan
again.
says his access to Springfield's police radio frequencies was cut off.
What exactly was going on with that?
Well, there was... we were able to hear them on the radio. They have decided to go silent. We don't know what's going on in the city. That happened the day they brought the state troopers in to help them out.
Why would you think they would make things hard to communicate?
Nobody can hear what you say, and they don't know what you're doing, so they'll have to answer to it. There was a threat at the school today. I couldn't hear it. I just caught wind of it from another guy, from another chief that's
Something.
right next to the city.
Right.
If they would have taken the time, instead of worrying about the elites lining their pockets, and just took the time, this could have went so much smoother and been so much more beneficial to everybody involved. But instead,
And so because that didn't happen, how do you think this ends?
I really don't know what the end result will be, but right now it's not good.
Isn't that something? By the way, this is Blaze TV. Very good stuff, by the way. Let me say that. Freedom says, I hope Trump doesn't do another debate with Harris. Me neither. She will just want to tell more lies, humiliate the best president in my life. Absolutely. You could say, oh, you don't want to talk to me? Come on. I'm a convicted felon. I mean, come on. Please. I'm just going to ask you questions. And you know what? I understand. Listen, I God bless your heart. Thank you so much. But you know what? This debating thing, you see, debating, there's this part of it's called fair. You know what I'm saying? KWC says fair. What does fair have to do with anything? You sound like my uncle. R.I.P. Uncle Fuddy. Thank you. I appreciate that. There's no fairness. What does fair mean? Equity. You know what equity means, all right? You know what equity means. Okay, now here's one. What was this one? What was this about? I put this one up and I don't remember what it was.
This, and I'm going to say it.
Oh, yes. This was wonderful. This was from where? My favorite place, Springfield, Ohio, ladies and gentlemen. This is at a commission, I guess a city commission or county commission meeting. Listen, this man obviously is making this up.
I want to say this, and I'm going to say it as succinctly and as plainly as I can. Everything that's happened in this city in the last 2 weeks are your fault. In March of this year, I brought to the commission about domestic animal abuse. Gave you where to look. Nobody looked.
Right.
Nobody. I've been harping since September of last year about towing vehicles driven by unlicensed drivers.
Yes.
It's still happening today.
Yes.
I was told by the Springfield City Police Union leader that it's a command decision not to tow. The ORC says otherwise. Every other jurisdiction around here tows without a license. There is video evidence. In fact, back to my domestic animal abuse, you guys even admitted during that meeting you heard the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
But then the city manager comes on TV and says there's never been a report of it. So when something's identified and brought to the attention of those who can fix it, that's an incident. That's a report. Direction was given. Nothing was done. I take personal offense. City manager impugn my background.
Direct your comments to me, Mr. Sanders.
I take offense. The city would impugn the background and the trustworthiness of anybody on this side of the lectern for the last year.
Lectern, very good.
Because that's what happened on national TV, and I demand an apology.
Good.
To me and everyone else who's spoken behind this one and that one and attended these meetings. Because if he can't do that, he's ill-equipped to be in the position he's in, and he should resign.
Isn't that
I
wonderful?
think no more needs said.
I love that. The Mr. Lionel competition. Sign up today for the first ever Mr. Lionel bodybuilding competition happening on October 23rd at the Cutting Room. Tickets on sale. And mine, by the way, is the 26th. Immediately after that, at the Cutting Room. Tickets are available in the comment section. Thank you for the special. And by the way, steroids are encouraged. Isn't that wonderful? Isn't that wonderful? See, what Uncle Lenny would do is I'd play this over and over and over. I'm saying, what do you do about Springfield? If I were President Trump, I'd go to Springfield. I'm here for you. I would make that ground zero. Drive these people crazy. If you can't protect Springfield, Ohio, what is it? 58,000 so population with 20,000 Haitians. Nothing against Haitians. They're good people, but to drop them off, it's not fair. Come on. Now, let's watch this. This is going to make you feel better, okay? This is going to make you feel better, and I hope to God this is true.
I believe that Trump is going to win in an electoral landslide. And when I say electoral landslide, I think he's going to run the table. I mean, right now, Maine is competitive. Virginia is competitive, right? States that there's no way on earth he should win are competitive. Why? Let me tell you the reason.
Tell me.
Fear.
Yes, sir.
Fear is an unbelievable motivator.
Yes, sir.
When you are afraid, you will act. And people right now are in fear. They're in fear of their jobs. They're in fear of their future. They're in fear of their communities. They're in fear of where they're going to live, what they're going to do, their grandchildren, their children. People are now operating out of fear. All of us are, because they know what the OBH regime is going to do to them. OBH is Obama, Biden, Harris. They know what the regime is going to do. They're going to flood the zone with illegals. Every community is going to be overrun. Every resource you have is going to get strained. All your taxpayer dollars are going to go to them. They're going to register all of them to vote. You'll never win again. They're going to raise your taxes. They're going to put small business under. They're going to have all kinds of regulations. You're not going to be able to drive the car you want. You're not going to be able to do anything. Fear of just economic collapse, wars, is a great motivator.
Isn't that wonderful? By the way, that was who was it? That was Trump will win it all. Answer. You know what? Sometimes these. I think there was. I don't know where this was from. I tried to read it, but it's too difficult. But it's not. Isn't that wonderful? Don't you want to hear that? I think so. Now let's play something else for you. They want to put Alex Jones out of business because what Alex Jones has said is inciting, it is dangerous, it is problematic by virtue of what he has said, and something must be done to put him out of business because what he says is so wrong, right? You got that? Okay. If that's true, listen to this woman.
Is the opposite. It's just another lie. Like, how did we get here? Let's extinguish him for.
Whoa. And who was this? This was,
He says,
former governor of Rhode Island. I can't read her name there. Okay. Listen to her.
Is the opposite. It's just another lie. Like, how did we get here? Let's extinguish him.
Let's extinguish him.
For good. We have.
For good. Let's extinguish him for good.
Get here. Let's extinguish him for good. We have an answer. We have a remarkably talented candidate who is sincere, who's pragmatic, who's open.
Who?
Let's just get it done.
Get it done. Extinguish him once and for all. Now, my friends, the president, Joe Biden, appeared on a show called The View. And he was under the influence of normally his Adderall, his B12, his particular witch's brew that he, some little boost to help him along. And he was on a show with a woman named Whoopi Goldberg, who, by the way, her hair fascinates me, or whatever it is that you call that's stapled or glued to her head. It is just a source of tremendous fascination on my part. Now, there was a while back, there was a guy named Michael Eric Dyson or Eric Michael Dyson, some guy. He is this fellow, African-American intellectual, who was screaming at, was it Mace, the congresswoman? Because she didn't say Kamala correctly. I think she said Kamala. And he said that was racist. If you mispronounce Kamala, and I don't know what to do for years about Kamala, but that this is racist, okay? Remember he said that. And it's a big deal. Say her name right. And they're given part of their instructions. Make sure if somebody says something incorrectly, you say it correctly, okay? Let's listen to how Whoopi pronounces the name.
Ride or die. I was going wherever you were going, that's what I was doing.
Look at Joe. Joe has no idea where he is. He's thinking about, Matlock's on about now. I'm not really sure. Look at that face. Look at that face. Look at that punum.
You were my ride or die. I was going wherever you were going.
My right or die. I don't know what that means, but that's okay.
That's what I was doing. So I just wanted to.
Look at that face. Look how slow he moves like a tortoise. Like a tortoise. Very, very slow. Very narcotized. Very, very, very labored.
Say that because I always felt you were going to probably do 4 years and then try to figure out where to go with Kamala.
Wait a minute. What? Excuse me. What? Wait. Way to go with whom?
Figure out where to go with Kamala.
Wait a minute. This is racist. She is not saying the name Kamala. Because I remember one time hearing Kamala on this show, and she says, comma, like the punctuation, comma, blah. That was the trick. And if Whoopi Goldberg is a racist. Well, then who isn't?
And then try to figure out where to go with Kamala. Then he just wouldn't go. He was like a bug.
Listen to this genius explication, expatiation, adumbration, this political encephalogical disquisition.
He just kept being there. He was like a bug right there. Zzz.
Like a bug. It was like a bug. Zzz. Isn't it brilliant?
Zzz. So you felt.
Now watch what Joe does. Ready? Now Joe hears the word bug. Okay, now what does Joe do? What does Joe do?
Bug right there. Zzz.
Watch.
So you felt.
There's Joe hitting the bug. Now what does that mean? Killing the bug? Is this? Look at Joy. Joy's figured it out.
That's what was needed, and you did it. And I just want to say thank you. But thank you for everything you've done in my entire lifetime.
Saying nothing. Absolutely saying nothing. Spandex, by the way, Spandex says, so went Rome, so will go Romerica. Only a matter of time. Indeed. Now let me also talk about something. You know, as I told you, if Uncle Lenny runs a show, Trump goes to Springfield, Ohio, and drives these people crazy. We're going to have demolition drivers, kind of like, remember, funny cars, hot rods, funny cars, modifieds, Sunday, you know, kind of a Haitian demolition derby. Oh, we'll have a wonderful, wonderful time. Cats, here, kitty, 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 meow. I mean, I would do every meme. I would turn the memetics world loose. But I also would have my great friends, my forgotten Americans, Black America, African Americans, forgotten. They're not making any move towards Haitians. Nothing to do with their race. It's to do with their status as illegals. Because don't forget what the Democrats want. They want to repeal the filibuster, which Kamala mentioned it today, annentin regarding the Supreme Court, number one. They want to pack the Supreme Court. They want to get rid of the filibuster, pack the Supreme Court. They want District of Columbia, D.C., and Puerto Rico. They're not going to do that one, but D.C. for sure, to be Democratic strongholds. And they want to have a permanent Democrat majority. That's exactly what they want to do. But I would go out and I would say, but you don't understand. The people that I'm looking for, the people that I'm asking are Black Americans. We need your help to give America back to you because you're being sold out by these people who are weekend Black folks. They're Black when it satisfies them, when it satisfies them. What am I trying to say? When it fits the situation, then they are absolute paragons of negritude. After that, they forget because you used to be a subject of concern during the civil rights days, not anymore. And I would have wonderful groups of great American spirits like this absolutely proliferating the blogosphere and social media platforms.
Scrolling on TikTok this morning, and let me tell you something. I was so amazed by how many Black content creators I saw.
Did you hear that? TikTok, Black content creators. You may not care for this. This may not be your thing. Trust me when I tell you how critical this is.
So I was scrolling on TikTok this morning, and let me tell you something. I was so amazed by how many Black content creators I saw coming out publicly and endorsing Donald Trump over Kamala Harris. Now, this might not excite you as it excites me, specifically for the fact that I've been in the trenches since 2016.
You hear that? Do you hear this? Listen.
As a public face for the Black conservative movement and for all the great things Trump has done for the Black community. And I've been hit with pejoratives. I've been hit with name calling. I've been hit with everything under the sun. And knowing that my efforts have not been futile, it is so refreshing. And I want to show you some of these videos. Check this out.
Oh my God. So now people want to unfollow me and people don't like me. And now I'm like this huge racist person now because I'm voting for Trump. That is insane, y'all.
And the great thing is, it's not just black young men, it's black young women who have not falling for the propaganda and identity politics that the Democrats are spinning to convince them to vote for Kamala Harris just because she's black and she's a woman. They said, you got to give me more than personality. You got to give me some policies because my people are hurting. My family is starving and we need jobs. We need security. We need safety. We need tools in our belts to help create the life that is promised to us because we are American citizens.
What have Republicans done for you? Let's be very clear. The difference between me and y'all is I don't need these people to do anything for me. It's my job, no matter who's in the office, to get up and make it happen for myself and my children, period. All I need them to do is run this country. But one thing that I think everybody can agree on is the demonic Democrats for my life. I believe in my morals, my values, my beliefs. God first, my children immediately after. Period.
Good.
The demonic Democrats are godless and they hate children. Clearly, they're running a campaign on aborting babies, and then they want to abort babies up until a mom gives birth, bro. That is satanic. I will never get with that.
So you can try to use any A-list celebrity, musical artist. Matter of fact, Taylor Swift and the Swifties don't even have influence over here anymore. It don't matter.
Girl, who the fuck is we? I ain't doing that shit, so you ain't talking about me.
And what really hurts them the most is the fact that it's not older black voters that are leaning toward Trump, but the younger ones, specifically under 50, according to a public opinion poll that Howard University released when they surveyed the 7 battleground states, Arizona, Georgia, Michigan, Nevada, North Carolina, Pennsylvania, and Wisconsin. And they found that more young black voters are leaning toward Trump. This spells doom for the Democrat Party and all this propaganda and brainwashing that have had so many years upon us. We are waking up to what's truly going on. We are paying attention to reality, and we are here to do something about it.
Anytime you throw your weight behind a political party that controls 2/3 of the government, and that party can't keep the promise that it made to you during election time, and you're dumb enough to walk around continuing to identify yourself with that party, you're not only a chump, but you're a traitor to your race.
Oh, I love it. Malcolm X. Isn't that beautiful? Now, that was a bit prolonged. I don't expect to have every black voter on my side, on our side. Just give me a significant piece of that 14% pie. That's what I want. This is just sitting there. They are begging to be included. Begging. And they're not asking for anything in particular. They're not asking for anything. That's the best part. But they're ignored because I'm sorry to tell you this, and this may surprise you, but there's a lot of people out there. Please don't, and I'm not going to mention the names, but you know who they are. There's a lot of the Republican types who think they're the cool kids. And they have, and it's wonderful, and they have rallies, and they go to schools, and they will have one of their folks try to enlist young people to come forward, and they'll mock them like, you don't know what you're talking. You know what I'm talking about. It's the usual suspects. These are the cool kids. I don't get along with the cool kids. Now, I'm sorry, and I know you're going to get very upset with me, and I want you to enjoy them, and I want you to see these rallies. Oh, these rallies are so great. I'm not interested in the rally crowd. You talk to them. All those folks are going to vote for Trump anyway. I don't care about that. Okay? I think it's wonderful. Don't get me wrong, please. The very fact that somebody's getting together and they're saying, you know, we're going to go to an arena and see somebody talk and meet like-minded people and just hear ideas. Wonderful. That's not what I'm interested in. Because there's a certain degree of elitism. And I know you're not going to believe this, but they're kind of like saying, well, yeah, but we're not going to. It's like, that's okay. You go to the rallies. Give me a film crew. Give me Trump. Let's go to Springfield, Ohio. Let me talk to blacks, Latinos, and Latinas, and gay folks. That's it. Those are people who are just sitting there. ignored, because the people who are going to vote for Trump are going to vote for him. The people who aren't going to vote for him. And in the middle, there's this wonderful group that I've been telling you about since the beginning. And if we, as a country, expect to win anything, we have to expand that tent, that wonderful proverbial tent, and bring in new people, new ideas, people that aren't part of the cool kids, people who, and you know what? And they may not use verbs maybe correctly. Maybe they don't see. Sometimes I see folks, how do I say this? It's almost patronizing. Isn't that sweet? Where, look at that. They've got their Trump hat on. Oh, that's so nice. You know what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about that. I love these folks. And let's also talk about somebody. Here's a guy that, for the longest time, Jamie Dimon from Jason, the big shot. This is the oracle of Wall Street, banking. Listen to this common sense that he's throwing at us.
We are screwing up tons of other things, including immigration, but life isn't either or. So, you can't say, well, we'll do this and do that. You're dealt the hand you're dealt, and you got to deal with it. And so we should be very clear about helping the lower income population. No country, every country's got to control the borders, and we have to control the borders. And so, so they're all important.
Would you take the deal that the Republicans have put on the table, though, which is we want this border immigration policy as we've laid out, and then we'll fund the rest? Would you rather take that than neither?
I have not read that deal in total, but I probably would take it.
Yeah.
We have to control the borders. We need more merit-based immigration. We need more seasonal immigration. We need more. DACA have a place here. We need a path to citizenship. If you do not control the borders, you are going to destroy our country.
Yes!
And so I think the people who think that somehow this is okay, so now they're sending the migrants into New York and stuff like that.
By the way, this is a billionaire. This is the voice. Does this guy does this guy sound like anybody who would say, wow, listen to the brilliant? It's common sense. But Jamie Dimon is like just a regular kind of common sense guy. But when he speaks, they go crazy. Listen to what he's saying.
Like that's all of my super liberal friends. Now they realize what a problem is. Did it have to be that? That we realize it. So we want to have a big heart for the world, but we have to.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, this is it. Do you see what's happening? Now we know this. I know this. You want to spend your time going after? Okay. It's fun to make fun of her. I mean, I appreciate it. But that's not it. Let me go up. Give me my influencers. Let me find out. I want a group of people, just like I'm going to have A&R. In the old days, artists and repertoire. If you had let's say a rap label or something, you don't know what the hell's out there. You have young people or people who know a particular, and irrespective of the medium, whether it's rap or R&B or country or whatever it is, you want to find out who's hot, who's not. And I would love to have a group of in my special group. Remember, Uncle Lenny would be in charge of the black ops. I'd be a black hatter. I don't want to be a white hatter. I want to be in the recesses. I want to be in the darkness. I don't want to be a part of it. You put up your yard signs. I want to go after the intel. And I want to have nothing but an inside. I want to find out who are the biggest black influencers. Give me a name. Show me the numbers. Show me the metrics. Show me whatever it is. And I want to make Trump the coolest thing in the world. And if I get 2%, 3% of this group of people, that's it. In battleground states. They're there. But you see, we've got a bunch of people, and please don't take this the wrong way. But they want to go out and they want to have a rally at the Dallas Cow Palace, some arena, so you can have Vivek Ramaswamy and Megyn Kelly talk with Tucker Carlson, which is nice. Please, God love you. I'm not interested in that. I know what they're going to say. They're not doing anything. They're not luring me. Do you think Megyn Kelly's going to go after, they're going to lure black, Latino, or gay folks? Come on. I don't care about that. Again, it's fine. I'm not interested in that. It's like a Trump rally. I'm so done with Trump rallies. They're a waste of time at this point. They're super. I can't even tell one from the other. I have to look at the lectern to see, where is this one? Is this an old one? I've got more people who are either one of two things: Black, Latino, gay. That's what I want, because they're forgotten. And the first time somebody says, I'm going to reach out, I need your help. And by the way, gay folks, you've been completely tossed aside by who? Who tossed the gay folks aside? What's your message to gay folks? Trans, the G, or the T rather, excuse me, LGBT. LGB. And by the way, do lesbians even exist? I guess they do. Lesbian, gay, bisexual, trans. Where's the trans? No offense. You've been sidelined. You've been forgotten. Nobody cares about you. You were the ones first. You were there first from the days of Stonewall. And I would have, and there's plenty of room for this, but they don't respect what you have to go through. You're a trinket to them. And the reason why they like trans so much is that, especially when they have things like, drag shows, it scares people. It causes a real stink. That's what they want. And Latino, forget it. Oh, you're the biggest minority there is. And you have been absolutely supplanted. Absolutely pushed out of the way. You who spent years and decades playing by the rules, sending money home, trying to get your family, trying to build your life up. And what do they show? Nothing. They're pushing you out of the way. We don't want you. You're just a commodity. And the only reason they want these folks from Ecuador, Venezuela, Tren de Aragua is either to cause chaos or to reestablish the Democratic Party. And black folks, forget it. Forget it. You're just, this is my people. What are they thinking? What are they saying? What are they angry about? And I promise you, let's be honest, and it's not out of racism, and that's not it. But every now and then, like look at Fox. Hey, we got that guy in the morning. That's good. We got Harris Fox. That's good. The rest of them, well, no. And listen, that's a programming decision. They don't have to listen to me. I appreciate that. I want to win this thing. And then after that, you can do whatever. You can say whatever you want. You can say whatever you want. I see so many people in the media folks, and they're just sitting around saying, aren't we cool? Yeah, we're cool. I'll never forget one time. I'll never forget. It might have been like Owen Schroyer or somebody at a CPAC. And when they walked through, it was somebody like, oh, there's Charlie Kirk. Oh my God. And he was like, what is this? What are you talking? And he walked through his, and he went to the booth, like, yep, it's me, all right. Yeah, it's me. Turning Point USA. And by the way, God bless him. He's done more good than anybody could do. But I'm not impressed. But there's that thing. The CPAC crowd. Is that Lara Trump? Or Laura, whatever name she goes by. Oh my. By the way, how's Kimberly Guilfoyle? Any word? How about the new stuff coming on Bobby Jr.? Have you heard that one? No, of course not. Doesn't matter. Listen, I don't care. God bless him. Hey, it's freedom. And freedom says when we the people can vote for who we want to run our country without freedom of speech or hate, we cannot be a constitutional republic. That's true. And I think that people need to understand what I'm talking about. And thank you, Freedom. I'm here to talk about the elections. After the elections, I don't want to keep talking about it. I want to talk about other stuff. I want to talk about AI. AI is going to destroy humanity like you can't believe, but not yet. We're not talking about this yet. We'll get to that later. What's going on in Israel and it's unconscionable, but not now, because it's not a part of the election. Ukraine, nobody understands it. Seeing the picture of Zelensky signing artillery shells with Josh Shapiro? No. Let me ask you something. What if one of those pagers had gone off in a plane with a bunch of innocent people? What if you, an American citizen, happened to be, I don't know what, somewhere, and you're flying in a plane, and some Hezbollah dude has his pager blow up inside? What would you think about that? Let's say the plane went down or caused problems or whatever it was. Would you say, oh, well, that's the price you pay? We'll get to that later. Hey, they new evidence of shooting down a UFO. We'll get to that one later. We have time for that. I want to win this election. I don't want to sit around and kiss the arse of a bunch of celebrity wannabes who are wasting my time and they're not getting down to business. Each of those people should be saying, for the next, how many days? The next 40 days, we're going to be doing everything in our power. I'm going to be off TV, whatever, and we're going to be going to battleground states, and we're going to be going door to door. And I want all my CPAC friends and all my Lara Trump and all my Charlie Kirk and all my Vivek, and we're going to go to either Pennsylvania, whatever. We're going to do something. We're going to sign people up. I'm not going to be going to a college campus and getting some kid that I can manhandle intellectually. Sorry, I'm not interested. Because let me tell you something, my friend. Uncle Lenny wants to win this. I don't have time for this crap. I don't have time. I'm unimpressed. I've met people. Doesn't matter to me. I want to win this. After we win, it's okay. You understand what I'm saying? After we win, it's okay. After we win. When we win, then everything's great. Everything's groovy. Everything's terrific. And you can talk about whatever you want, do whatever. I couldn't care less. I want to win this because we have scheisse for brains when it comes to people really knowing how to do this. And let me also tell you something. I hope to God I'm wrong about this. But something tells me, and please tell me I'm wrong. Please, but something tells me that if you sat down with that Lara Trump and said, listen, Lara, what are you doing regarding securing the ballot, securing mail-ins and the like? What are you doing specifically? Tell me what you're doing. How much do you want to bet she'd say, no, what are you doing? Tell me what the RNC is doing, what you and Watley or whatever this guy's name is. What are you doing? Tell me about that. Because I get the impression, my friend, she won't be able to tell you. Okay, that's enough. Okay? And I mean that sincerely. That'll clear the room, everybody. You've been terrific tonight. By the way, this is the link for Mrs. L's live stream at 8:15. We're going to be doing that. Okay? So, to our good friend Freedom, I thank you. Spandex. The Mr. Lionel competition, thank you. KWC, Freedom, Cut Up Chatter, Lionel Clothing Company, thank you. Howie Brown, you've got a lovely daughter. Nelson A., Cut Up Chatter, Freedom, the Sean Combs Foundation, very good, by the way. Too soon, but very good. Freedom, we thank you, and you are just superb. Don't forget, dear friends, October the 26th, I want to meet you. Shake your hand, take photos and selfies, and I'll even sketch you. October the 26th at the Cutting Room here in New York City, 10 days before the biggest election of our lifetime. I don't know if I'll be able to. I think I can, because I don't want to think of what would happen if, things don't go our way. This is Mrs. L's link right there. Join us. We're going to be there at 8:15. Thank you, dear friends. Have a great and a glorious and a beauteous night. Don't forget our sponsors, preparewithlionel.com and mypillow.com/Lionel. See you tomorrow. We love you. God bless America. And this great man, President Trump, he is going to be victorious with our help if the good Lord's willing and the creek don't rise. See you then, my friends. And don't forget, the monkey's dead. The show's over. Sue ya.